Do schools really prepare children for real life? Or are they simply creating people who will spend their entire lives working jobs, paying bills, and struggling for money? In the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it is shown why wealthy people teach their children things that ordinary schools never teach. Important subjects like accounting, investing, building assets, and making money work for you are explained through real-life examples and the different mindsets of two fathers. This book is not only about earning money, it teaches how to stop being a slave to money and instead turn money into your employee. Study hard and get good grades, and you will get a high-paying job with good benefits, my parents always said. Their goal in life was to provide me and my oldest sister with the opportunity to attend college, so that we would have the best possible chance to succeed in life. Finally, in 1976, I earned my degree, with honors in accounting from Florida State University, and graduated as one of the top students in my class. At that point, my parents felt that they had achieved their goal. It was one of the proudest accomplishments of their lives. According to the master plan, I got a job at a Big 8 accounting firm and began dreaming of a long career and early retirement. My husband Michael followed the same path. Both of us came from hardworking but lower income families where the value of hard work was deeply rooted. Michael also graduated with honors, but he earned 2 degrees, first in engineering and later in law. Very quickly, he got a job at a prestigious law firm in Washington, D.C. that specialized in patent law. His future also looked bright, with a clear career path and what seemed like a guaranteed early retirement. Although we were successful in our careers, things did not turn out exactly as we had expected. For various reasons, both of us changed jobs several times, all for the right reasons, but no pension plans were built up for us. Our retirement fund has grown only through our personal contributions. Michael and I have a beautiful family, and we are blessed with 3 wonderful children. As I write this, 2 of them are attending college, and 1 has just started high school. We have spent a great deal of money to ensure that our children receive the best possible education. Then one day, in 1996, one of my children came home from school feeling disappointed. He was frustrated and tired of studying. He protested and said, "Why should I waste my time studying subjects that I will never use in real life?" Without thinking much, I replied, "Because if you don't get good grades, you won't be able to get into college." He answered, "Whether I go to college or not, I'm going to be rich." With some concern and motherly worry, I said, "If you don't graduate from college, you won't get a good job. And if you don't get a good job, how are you planning to become rich?" My son smiled slightly and slowly shook his head in frustration. We had had this discussion many times before. He lowered his head and rolled his eyes. Once again, my motherly words of wisdom were not getting through to him. Although he was intelligent and strong-willed, he had always been a polite and respectful boy. He said, "Mom, keep up with the times. Look around. The richest people are not rich because of their education. Look at Michael Jordan and Madonna. Even Bill Gates didn't finish studying at Harvard, yet he founded Microsoft. Now he is the richest man in America, and he was still in his 30s then. There's a baseball pitcher who earns more than $4 million a year, even though he has been called mentally weak." A long silence fell between us. At that moment, I realized that I was giving my son the same advice my parents had given me. The world had changed, but the advice had not. Getting a good education and earning good grades are no longer guarantees of success. Yet it seems that everyone except our children has failed to notice it. He continued, "Mom, I don't want to work as hard as you do. You make a lot of money, we live in a big house, and we have many things. But if I follow your advice, I'll end up working even harder than you, paying more taxes and falling into debt. There's no job security anymore. I know about downsizing and right-sizing. I also know that today's college graduates earn less than people did in your time. Look at doctors. They don't make as much money as they used to. I know I can't depend on Social Security or a company pension for retirement. I need new answers. He was right. He needed new answers, and so did I. My parents' advice may have worked for people born before 1945, but the rest is incomplete. For people like us, born into this fast-changing world, the old rules no longer work. I could no longer simply tell my children, go to school, get good grades, and find a secure job. I realized that I needed to find a new way to educate my children. As a mother and also an accountant, I had always been concerned about how little financial education our children receive in school. Nowadays, many young people get credit cards before they even finish high school, yet they have never taken a course on money management or investing. They do not even understand how compound interest on credit cards works. Simply put, without financial knowledge and an understanding of how money works, they are not prepared for the real world ahead, a world where spending is valued more than saving. When my eldest son got buried in credit card debt right from his first year of college, I didn't just help him destroy the credit cards. I also began searching for a program that could provide proper financial education to my children. One day last year, my husband called me from the office. He said, "I've met someone you should meet. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. He's a businessman and investor, and he has come to apply for a patent for an educational product. I think this is exactly what you've been looking for." Exactly what I was looking for. My husband Michael was so impressed after seeing the new educational product called Cash Flow that he arranged for both of us to participate in the prototype testing. Since it was an educational game, I also asked my 19-year-old daughter to join, who was then a first-year student at a local university. She agreed. About 15 people took part in the test, divided into 3 groups. Michael was right. This was exactly that educational product I had been looking for. However, there was a difference. It looked like a colorful Monopoly board game with a big rat wearing nice clothes in the center. But unlike Monopoly, there wasn't just one path. Here there were 2 paths, an inner one and an outer one. The goal of the game was to get out of the inner path, which Robert called the rat race, and reach the outer path, which was called the fast track. In Robert's words, the fast track was a reflection of how rich people play the game in real life. After that, Robert explained to us what the rat race was. He said, "If you look at the life of an ordinary, educated and hard-working person, you'll see they mostly follow the same kind of path. A child is born and goes to school. The proud parents become happy because the child does well, gets average or good grades, and he gets admitted to a college. After that, the child graduates, perhaps pursues higher education, and then, exactly as he has been taught, starts looking for a safe, secure job or career. He gets the job, maybe as a doctor, lawyer, military officer, or government employee. Then the income begins. One credit card after another arrives, and the shopping starts, if it hadn't already. With money in hand to spend, those young men and women go to places where others like them gather. They meet new people, fall in love, and sometimes even get married. Now life feels beautiful because nowadays both husband and wife are working. 2 incomes feel like a blessing. They consider themselves successful. The future looks bright, and they decide to buy a house, a car, a television, go on vacations, and have children. Then the children arrive. And that's when the need for money suddenly increases dramatically. The happy couple now feels that their careers are extremely important, so they start working even harder, hoping for promotions and salary raises. The salary increases, but along with it comes another child and the need for a bigger house. They work even harder, become better employees, and become more dedicated. To earn more, they go back to studying to acquire specialized skills. Some even take a second job. Their income rises, but at the same time, so do their taxes. Higher tax brackets, property tax on the new bigger house, social security tax, and many other kinds of taxes. They receive a large paycheck, but are shocked and wonder, where did all the money go? They buy some mutual funds and do their shopping with credit cards. When their children turn 5 or 6, they feel the need to start saving for their college expenses, while also having to save for their own retirement. That happy couple, born 35 years ago, is now completely trapped in the rat race for their entire working life. They work for the owners of their company, for the government, through taxes, and for the bank to pay off the mortgage and credit card debts. And then they give the same advice to their own children. Study hard, get good grades, and find a secure job. They learn nothing about money. They only learn from those who benefit from their ignorance. And they spend their entire lives just working hard. This same process continues into the next generation as well. This is what is called the rat race. The only way to escape the rat race is to become skilled in 2 things: accounting and investing, which are probably among the 2 most difficult subjects to learn. As a trained CPA who once worked at a Big 8 accounting firm, I was truly amazed at how Robert had turned these 2 difficult subjects into something so fun and exciting. The entire learning process was designed so cleverly that while we were deeply focused on trying to get out of the rat race, we almost forgot that we were actually learning. Within a short time, the product test turned into a joyful afternoon for me and my daughter, during which we talked about topics we had never discussed before. As an accountant, working with income statements and balance sheets was easy for me, so I had plenty of time.